So that is this one. The other one we were showing here is we worked closely with the National Geographic.
Yeah.
They gave us some of their content because we wanted to prototype what a digital publication might look like using some of the latest technologies.
Wow.
So this is all CSS. We're taking an image apart using CSS filters, a standard we've been working on with Google and Mozilla and Internet Explorer. So there's no JavaScript here, all CSS, which is pretty crazy. But the idea here is one of the things we've been focusing on is how print works in HTML, because there's lots of things we do in print design that never translate well in HTML or are very hard to do, especially responsively. So one thing here is like text wrapping around a shape or wrapping around like an image like that. You actually can kind of see it's kind of subtle, but that's text is like saying, okay, I recognize what an O is and I'm going around it.
Yeah.
The other interesting thing here is flowing text. So we've come up with a specification called text or CSS regions, which allow you to specify these columns and text flows across all of these. So I don't have another device here, but the idea is that on a smaller device, I might only have one of these columns. And normally you'd be like, I create a table, I move some content into it. It doesn't necessarily flow. So we've been just sort of playing around with some of these ideas. This is another CSS filter that we've played around with. It kind of shows you a little bit of what we can do. I think the last one is my favorite. It gets a little crazy, but the idea is we give this like really immersive experience, but 100% HTML. So this could run on National Geographic's website. It could run on any other device inside of a browser, not even being in an installed app, which is a really big deal, right? Because that way you don't have to go and install an app to read this publication. You can link to it. People can like check it out. But you get that really immersive experience. And so this is another one we've been working on.
Wow.
All HTML again. Like as you can see, this is Google Maps underneath, fully functional. So we can actually just start to mess around with HTML in a very, very big way. And then bring this out to devices. So a lot of this stuff is enabled in Chrome on desktop today, and it's coming to Chrome on the Android later. But it's all coming.
So when can we, like the average consumer, can actually just get this app or the next kind of the next generation magazine on the Android device?
A lot of the stuff is almost possible today, especially in Chrome, in the newer versions of Mozilla. On the desktop, on the Android device, I'm not 100% sure. In fact, if I actually goes out here, you notice we've got a beta with Chrome. I don't think it's that far. I think their cycles usually like 6 weeks or something like that. So, we've been actively working on some of these features, and what we're really doing is taking some of the ideas we had in Flash and trying to bring them over here. So it's a lot of the same sort of ideas, but doing it in a standard way.
Right. So it will be like the individual apps or like the web app. So is that the offline app or the?
It can go either way. So this is just in the browser, right? So we can wrap these up, like these are wrapped up with PhoneGap. That's why they look like apps that are installed.
So it's probably like that Adobe Air application, right? So it's going to be like in the Play Store, like the individual app.
It can be. That's what PhoneGap gives us. It takes whatever we can do in the browser, wraps it up, and puts it in the store.
So when can we get the development for? So when can we get the app just to discover the next generation app like this? So will it be released like the developer tool too?
Oh, so that's the key. So we don't have a lot of tooling on how to do this. It's still very much a manual way.
In the prototype.
Yeah, it's all CSS, and you can use source and you can kind of look at it. But yeah, we don't actually have tools that help you do a lot of this. At least as far as the standards base goes.
So we should still use the app like the Dreamweaver
or our new code editor Brackets, which is what we have up here. Who I think he's given a tour.
Wow, and also it's going to be available on the iPhone and also the iPad, right?
It's not today, but it can be.
Right.
So the thing is that this is actually being powered a lot by Chrome specifically, not necessarily WebKit, right? And so all these contributions have been made, but it's about when they're going to land.
But the Chrome on the iOS is not that
it's technically
fast.
WebKit.
You're right. Yeah,
so
right.
It's a different rendering.
It's just like It's like the framework. So it's not the actual Chrome. So yeah. So that's going to be the problem for you guys, right?
Well, as long as we get into WebKit, then that's fine.
So you think the Safari is not that much fast as the Chrome, or the technology you don't match your requirement? So.
So we try to contribute as much as we can at WebKit, which is the lowest possible level.
Yeah.
And then
I know that
used to go into both Safari and
also Chrome. Yeah.
And now what we're going to be doing is contributing both to Blink and into WebKit, which will roll into Safari and other WebKit oriented browsers.
Right. Yes. Wow. Because a lot of magazine app on the tablet is just a browser kind of stuff, so it's pretty boring. Like, so I still want the printed magazine. So I really wish that a next generation magazine can be like this, so I can just interact with them. So also we can already see the technology used in the Adobe Air right now. So in the to build the iPad app and can really get some interactive stuff. Right.
So are you using Air right now? Or?
No, but I really like to read a lot of magazines, so I really wish that I can read them enjoyable on the iPad or the Android tablet. But right now, a lot of app is just like the picture or the PDF reader. So it's really a basic PDF stuff. So
Okay.
right. So it's pretty boring for me. Yeah. So it's So it's an individual app here right now.
Yeah.
Here, right. But you need that. So you need the Chrome beta just install to run this app, right?
Yes, at the moment, yes.
Right.
Yeah. So it's all using. I mean, it's using different parts of brain. So it's very easy.
So it's pretty responsive. So but it still needs some improvement, right? So, yeah. So it supports the multi-touch.
Yeah, this one doesn't have.
Yeah, right now. So it will, right?
Just release.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason why.
You don't support. Yeah, right. It's just a time, right?
That kind of interferes with the experience.
Right, get it.
Yeah.